1, 2, 3, 4.
In terms of titles and trophies, consistency on the court and clamour from the fans, there is very much a Fab Four in men's tennis today.
1, 2, 3, 4.
In Madrid, Novak Djokovic, Andy Murray, Roger Federer and Rafael Nadal will be appearing in the same tournament for only the second time this year. The first time was in the USA in March, when Rafael Nadal defied his doubters and took the Indian Wells title to end any concerns that the Spaniard's knees would spell the end of his career.
1, 2, 3, 4. I love it. I mean, being a part of this era is a real privilege, and men's tennis is experiencing some great times. We have a lot of great players, top four that are always in contention of winning major titles.
It's quite unique, I think, the depth that we keep on reaching semis and quarters and finals all the time, and that the biggest tournaments are continuously won by the top guys is quite extraordinary.
I think in most eras there's always been, you know, guys that have been around the top of the game for a long time. I know when around my coach's time, Ivan Lendel's time, there was him, McEnroe, and you know, Connors were around the top of the game for a long time. You know, I just think the depth of the game just now is extremely high.
I think we are in a good moment of our sport, and we know that because in every place that we are playing we have a lot of crowd out there, a lot of people who are visiting our tournaments, and that's the best news possible for our sport.
Neil Harmon has been covering tennis for 31 years and has recently written a book about the men's game called Court Confidential. The Times journalist is convinced the rivalry between the Big Four has had an unprecedented effect on the game.
It's taken the game to a completely different level in terms of popularity, in terms of coverage, in terms of the quality, in terms of Grand Slam titles, in terms of Masters titles. I mean, these four just keep on winning. It really is quite extraordinary.
1, 2, 3, 4.
The other numbers are staggering, like the number of Grand Slams the Big Four have acquired.
17.
11, 6, 1.
For a long time, it was Federer and Nadal that dominated tennis, and their rivalry became one of the most compelling in the world of sport. Both players seemed to push each other to new heights.
I thought it was a very good thing to have Rafa around. I mean, Rafa for me has been amazing, you know, to play against him. I think he definitely got the best out of me. So I think I learned a lot because he has such a unique playing style. Djokovic and Murray came a little bit later, but nevertheless, I mean, it's unbelievable how much they've improved as well and how successful they've been now. And they're, I think, in their absolute prime right now. 1, 2, 3, 4.
The other numbers are equally impressive, like the amount of ATP Masters 1000 titles the four have accumulated.
22.
21.
14.
9.
Then there's the number of career titles on the tour.
76.
54.
37.
26.
Murray may be behind in these numbers, but he, as much as any of them, has benefited from the rivalry, last year raising his game to a new level. The British number one only has a favourable head-to-head record against Federer, but Harmon believes it's the two others from the Big Four who have had the biggest effect on the 25-year-old.
Especially Nadal, I think Djokovic would bring to practice, and the strength and the physicality that they bring to the game. Andy's responded to that, and I'm sure when he reflects back and thinks, how did I win the Olympic Games, how did I win the US Open, part of it is being as strong as he is, and that, I'm sure, is reflected in the fact that the others have made him look at himself and pushed him on, there's no doubt.
1, 2, 3, 4.
The question surrounding tennis is who can break the stranglehold of the Big Four. David Ferrer is actually the fourth-ranked player in the world right now due to Rafael Nadal's 7-month injury absence. The world number 5 thinks there's plenty of depth outside the so-called Big Four.
There's big chances for David Ferrer is playing great, Berdych, Tsonga, Almagro. Raonic is coming well, Dimitrov is coming well, so there's a lot of big players that are there and anything can happen.
But there are those that believe the dominance of Djokovic, Nadal, Federer and Murray still has some years to run.
If you look at the quality at the moment and you look at the levels that they're bringing to the game and the titles that they're winning, it's very hard at the moment to see anybody else pushing in. It's the Fab Four and they're right at the top. Roger's be 32 this year, and you think just Tommy Haas won a tournament in Munich at 35. Why shouldn't Roger play until he's 35? Why do people keep wanting to retire him? I mean, he could go on and win another 2 or 3 Grand Slams.
Roger Federer is the defending champion here in Madrid, and the odds are in favour of one of the big four taking the crown again. In the last 26 tournaments in which all four have participated, one of them has won the title. The numbers are very much in their favour.
1, 2,
4.